Warrior, new video. Today, I'm gonna go over abundance. And abundance, as I was reading in the video from the Law of Attraction, the one that I've shown you many times, I actually finished today, the book. And one of the things that stood up to me the most is because of the time of my life right now, it was about abundance. The term abundance, what does it even mean? Well, the book is really clear, okay? Abundance is a sentiment, it's a feeling, it's a way of thinking. In the sense of, you are not abundant when you accumulate a bunch of material stuff. You're not abundant when you get a really fancy car and a big house. You're not abundant when it comes to that, okay? Abundance is a mindset, it's a way of living, okay? It's a sentiment. So what really stood up to me and what I'm getting out of this, out of the abundance term, is actually that it's a decision. In the sense of, again, it's not accumulating material stuff, it's the way you approach things. So I'm gonna give you examples, okay? Abundance is basically seeing opportunities, okay? Is being grateful for the things that you already have, because there are a lot. If you're watching this video, you're already really privileged compared to how many millions of people out there that are not able to afford a phone and a Wi-Fi and a place to watch a video, okay? So when you practice your gratitude daily, when you're actually grateful for the things that you have and you don't expect anything, you're not in need or you're not lacking anything in your life, you're not missing anything, right, in order to feel good with yourself, then the abundant sentiment is there, is present. Many times people, they get obsessed with progressing. I love progression. Actually, I always try to do better every day, but it gets to a point that these kind of people are so obsessed with progression that they forget to be grateful for the things that they already have or they already are. And that's a mistake. Why? Because you're always going to be vibrating with this energy of I'm lacking this, I'm lacking that, I don't have this, I need this, I need that, okay? And that puts your frequency really low, because it puts you basically in a frequency of scarcity, of being poor. Abundance is the opposite of poor. But again, abundance is not having a lot of material stuff, and being poor is also not having very little material stuff. It's also a mindset, it's also a way of thinking. So what I'm getting out of here, and what I want you to apply in your life, again, I don't know your situation. You might have already accumulated a lot of material stuff and you are abundant in that way. I don't know the way you think though. Or you're poor wise, but you have a mindset that you already putting yourself in a place that you want to be in the future and you acting like it. That is being abundant. That's not being poor, okay? It's just like you haven't materialized or you haven't monetized, you haven't put it into shape in a tangible thing, right? Results, material results, your mindset. It just takes time, okay? And I'm talking just from the same position, okay? I'm not wealthy, I'm not rich. I'm just a guy that is grinding online business to try to grow it, to dedicate to this full time. Why? Because I love the idea of being anywhere in the world and being able to work and help people out. I love that idea. And that's actually the main reason why it's moving me to go fully online on my coaching, okay? I feel like I love traveling. I left Spain when I was 18, lived in the US for 8 years, and now moving to Australia. I'm just in a transition period now of 3 months, which I'm gonna be here in Brazil, where I am right now, for 1.5, and then to Spain for another 1.5. It's a transition period. So again, I love that idea of traveling the world, and again, not traveling just for the sake of leisure and of just going 4 days in every country. No, I don't want that. I actually want to live in different places and see how people live. What are the lifestyles? How people live in different countries. and that's why I want to go fully online. So I'm acting like somebody that has already a coaching online that accumulates enough wealth, material wealth, in order to afford traveling around, live in different countries, and not being able to get a part-time job in person, the place that I go to. I'm acting like that, and that's being abundant. Look, I always remember the time that I went to university. Okay, I did university in Florida for 4 years, and after I finished my bachelor's, I wanted to do a master's program, but I didn't know where to go. So I decided to stay in Florida, but I went to Tampa, which was a little bit higher up north, 3 hours away from where I did my bachelor's. And one of the things I remember, the energy that I had at that time, the vibration that I was emitting to the world, definitely returned to me what I want. Okay, I went to Tampa saying that you can even see it on a post that I on Instagram like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and when I went, and he basically said like, be ready Tampa, because Alejandro is going there and he's gonna crush it. Okay, and I remember having that feeling of like, yes, I'm gonna go to a different city, to a new city. Nobody knows me, but they're going to know me. Why? Because how hard I work, how much I grind, and how much I love what I'm doing. And I remember having this enthusiasm inside of me. I was literally exploding from excitement on the inside. And when I went to Tampa, since the very first day, I was so hungry. I mean, I was like, first day literally, it was orientation. And they mentioned about research, like in the lab, we're gonna have some spots open for you guys to get yourself involved in research and this and that. I remember the very first day orientation, everyone is like, dude, I wanna just go home and settle down and stuff. I was raising my hand and be like, wait, professor, but how does it work for the research? Because I wanna be involved, like what am I supposed to do right now? And I remember, he was even like, well, like chill out, relax. This is orientation. We're gonna have a talk next week about that stuff. And I was like, then I cannot wait till next week. I want to already start. What am I gonna do for a week here in this new place? Okay, so I remember the hunger at that time, and look at that whole year that I was in Tampa doing my masters. Like, I literally got everything I wanted. I went to 3 different conferences, invited. The first two, I was actually invited. I didn't even write any research yet. For those two, I literally went to the professor and be like, look, man, I want to go to this conference. What can I do? And they're like, well, but you're not an author. You haven't written anything yet. You haven't been involved in the research. Yeah, but I want to go. I will sleep in the floor on the hotel. I don't care. But I want to be there. I want to listen to the symposiums. I want to listen to the classes and stuff. And they were like, yeah, I mean, we can get a spot for you. They did it 2 times. On the third one, I had already written a research, so I actually presented in the conference. What else? I was so hungry that year I got 2 certifications, international certifications. One from the National Strength and Conditioning Association, and the second one was from the American College of Sports Medicine, and I did my master's on top of that. So just for you to understand, like when you are abundant in the mindset, when you're so hungry that you don't care about results, you're so enthusiastic about what you're doing, so much passion. You're just literally focused on the process, Like I was thinking about the process. I wasn't even thinking about the conferences and stuff. I was thinking about, damn, I want to crush every single class I have. I want to crush every single opportunity I have to study, to get better, to learn. And I crushed that year. Remember that I was so hungry. Now let me tell you though, I feel like that has changed in the last year or so, because you start getting like into a routine, and then you just don't have a lot of ambition in what you're doing daily. And then I started this project that got me again so hungry, so enthusiastic about it. I was so hungry to grow this thing, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna destroy it too. Like nobody knows me right now, but I'm gonna be so consistent with what I do that I'm gonna destroy it. Okay. And look, I haven't given up. Like it's been like 1.5 years since I started this. It was December 23, and December 2023, and I feel like I'm starting. I love doing this. I love putting the videos out there for you guys, and putting all the content, documenting my life, because again, like, that's actually what I would do even if the camera wasn't here. Okay, I will still do my push-ups in the morning, I will still go to the gym, I will still eat healthy, and I will still try to help people out to feel better with themselves. And so yeah, I don't want to go off topic too much, but it's all related to that abundance mindset. Okay, I'm trying to, after I read this book especially, I want to attract abundance. And to attract abundance, involving money as well, right? Money and stuff, and good relationships with other people, etc., etc. You want to be abundant in your mind. So you always want to talk about the things that you already have and that you're willing to fight for to get. You don't spend time talking about the things that you lack in your life, the things that you don't want to have, and the things that you dislike to have. Because then you're paying attention to the no's, to the things that you dislike, and the world, the law of attraction, is gonna bring to you more of that. So put the attention only on the things that you actually like, that you want in your life, and that you desire, and that you're working for. That's the one that the law of attraction is going to return to you, and that's the one that you want. Okay, so again, the law of attraction only responds to thoughts, to words, and to actions, regardless if they're true, if they're in the reality, or if they're fiction, if they're false. They can be a visualization. You can be visualizing you having a full-time online coaching, having calls with dozens of people to help, being in anywhere in the world, working through the laptop. I can visualize that. And the more I visualize it, the more the law of attraction is feeling that vibration, that energy, and the more it's gonna be returning to me. So that's one of the techniques too, of visualize, say words out loud, have thoughts of the place that you want to be already. Imagine that you're already there. And now, of course, you have to work daily in order to truly make it happen, okay? So again, that was the video. That's what it's all about. I wanted to talk about abundance today. I want you to think about abundance in terms of money, of health. You know, behave like somebody that has abundance of health, that is always thinking about taking the body to the limits, using the body as a tool to explore the world, to live different experiences, to meet other people. And when you act with that abundance, then you can be out of shape today, but if you act like that daily, then you're gonna get to a point that the body, it's gonna bring more of that abundance for health, and it's gonna just bring to you better influences, people influence from people around you, better friendships, better relationships, better decisions, better thoughts, better cravings, etc., etc., etc. It all works the same way. Okay, so again, if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I post YouTube videos daily, valuable knowledge that I have from my experience, from my studying, from my clients that I've trained so far. Follow my Instagram too, at Vietmad, sorry. You see it on the description there. I document my life daily. You see how I live and the results that I have. So if you want to have similar results, I literally tell you what I do daily. Not only that, I have a team Warriors, which is my online coaching, okay? I have a program, 3 months. When you join the team, you are given 24/7 accountability in this program that includes your nutrition plan and your exercise program tailored to you. It's one-on-one. So it's not that I'm gonna send you a generic diet or a generic exercise program. I'm gonna have a whole week with you of just communication, you telling me what you need, what your goals are, and from there I'm gonna develop a 3-month program just for you to get the results that you desire. All the clients that have entered the program have achieved the goals that they set in the beginning. In fact, most of them, they actually received that by the end more than they were expecting. If you don't believe it, go to my Instagram and you're gonna see results there from my warriors, okay? But anyways, I don't wanna make it longer. Hope you enjoyed it. Apply it, otherwise it does not work. Apply it and you're gonna see the results in your life, okay? But again, the whole point, remember, is to forgive yourself. The whole point of life is to go to bed every night thinking and feeling that you've crushed the day and that you forgive yourself. If you do that, you're gonna have a happy life. If you don't, then you're gonna have to find a solution. Okay? I'll see you on the next one.